keep 5 minutes. I detest it. But I'd done it for 40 years or 30 years in the club world.
But I can come right into your living room and pull you out. Hear me?
In the spirit of sheer randomness, here is a hypothetical matchup that would likely result in one man losing an eye and the other a nose. Two men with a reputation of going Magilla Gorilla ape-shit crazy on their foes. One man was the king of the cobbles, and the other would clobber you until you were no more than a smudgy skid mark on the floor. Lenny McLean and Tonga Uli'uli Fifita, better known as Haku, may have come from different backgrounds, but they have much in common. Brute strength, unrestrained aggression when provoked, toughness and absolutely lacking no hesitation to maim and disfigure any poor soul that had the misfortune of getting on their bad side. The question is, who would win in a no rules, no holds barred street fight? Let's break it down. The world lost Lenny McLean in 1998. That's the last century if you're a certain age and want to feel old. I'm sure many will not and did not mourn his passing, but I'm certain that those closest to him did and still do miss him. One thing Lenny didn't miss when he was around was your face if he was punching it. A long-time unlicensed boxer, among various other legal and nefarious activities, Lenny fought both the bare-knuckle and gloved variety. McLean was an effective striker with some boxing form and technique. Much like his personality, he had a brutish and aggressive come-forward pressure style of fighting. A combination of physicality and powerful, heavy-handed volume punching, Lenny would often crowd and bully his opponents, backing them up and pummeling them into submission or until unconscious. In the ring, he kept it strictly fists for the most part, unless, and this is unlicensed boxing, don't forget, he was prompted by his opponent to incorporate headbutting, kicking, and the occasional head stomp. He earned his title as the Guvnor by proving himself against some of the hardest men Britain has produced, men like Roy Shaw, Cliff Fields, or George Langley. On the streets, McLean claims to have never lost a fight, and in one such fight he chowed down on some poor bloke's nose. Okay, he didn't eat it, but he did bite a large chunk off. His cousin, or second cousin I think, famed boxing promoter Frank Warren, described Lenny as a bully. In fact, many described him this way. Lenny certainly was an imposing, intimidating man. Standing at 6'3" and with a face that resembled a bulldog, he was the quintessential British hard man. Unlike a bulldog, however, he was much more than just bark. He literally was just as much, if not more, bite also. Tonga Uli'uli Fifita might be a mouthful to pronounce, but it's better than having a mouthful of someone else's schnoz. The world better knows the 6'1", the height that he was officially billed at, Fifita by his wrestling alias Haku. Some of his other wrestling character names include Meng and King Tonga. However you choose to refer to him, just make sure that you're respectful and polite when doing so. Unlike Lenny McLean, Haku in real life was more quiet and reserved, not so much a bully, but in his day, he certainly walked around with an air of menace and potential for wild chaos that was better kept bottled and unprovoked. Speaking of bottled, Haku and the grog apparently was a recipe for disaster, and so any alcohol around the man was better left capped. Among his wrestling peers, Haku was greatly respected. Legends of his bar fights and ability to clear the area when on a tear have been shared by those who knew him best. Unlike Lenny McLean, there isn't much in the way of actual fight footage. However, there are plenty of stories. Stories told by wrestling icons like Stone Cold Steve Austin or Hulk Hogan include one in which Haku almost pulled out fellow wrestler Jimmy Jack Funk's eye, and another story where Haku bit some guy's nose off in an airport bar. It seems tough guys like eating people's noses. From all accounts, it doesn't seem that Haku possessed any kind of training combat in striking, and his martial arts background is rooted in sumo and wrestling. I don't know that he would throw hands like a striker in a fight as much as he would manhandle, restrain, wrestle, throw, and crash people into things. Add to this biting, gouging, most likely kicking and hand pounding. Haku would have been a whirlwind of untamed ferocity. In my opinion, if these two fellas met, it would be a collision of gratuitous savagery. Haku was built tough and would prove to be durable. Having said that, hit anyone on the chin and they're likely to go to sleep. Not to be outdone in the durability department, Lenny McLean had an ungodly number of ring and street fights under his belt. He's been stabbed, shot and even bitten if I remember correctly, so an experienced and hardened guy like Lenny almost certainly had a very high tolerance to pain, not to mention punch resistance. Both guys are strong, physical specimens and both in their prime possessed a tendency to fight dirty. However, I think the fight would come down to who could control their aggression best. Whereas Haku's style was likely wild and unpredictable, Lenny could use his boxing know-how and experience to channel that rage, fury and aggression into something more akin to a technique. Possessing surprising speed for a big guy, McLean would prefer to fight to remain standing, where he could land fast, accurate and repetitive blows until Haku was down. Once down, I imagine McLean would not stop there and continue a violent and relentless attack. The fact is, if either man went down and unconscious, the other would likely not stop until the other was a bloody pulpy mess. For my money, I would pick Lenny McLean through fight experience and striking prowess to get the win over Haku. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below.
Thank you for watching Pound for Pound TV. Please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell for future updates. See you in the next one.
Check out our Patreon page to become a Patreon family member where you'll receive some cool perks. If you're looking for some new threads, we've got t-shirts, hoodies, and much, much more. So head on over to our Michael Akobi Pound for Pound TV stores. They can be found on Redbubble and Spreadshop. Join me on my travels and head on over to my other YouTube channel titled Barefoot and Free. There you can follow me as I traverse the many parts of our planet and occasionally get into a spot of bother. Nonetheless, it's always fun and entertaining. If you're struggling with some of life's obstacles and challenges, my book How to Get Out of Life Traps might just be the answer that you're looking for to help guide you through the difficult times. It's helped many get past some of their darkest moments, and it might do the same to you. You can purchase it on Amazon, where you can also find a wide range of my other works. Those works include screenplay to book adaptations, a fairly unique concept, with genres covering comedy, heist and revenge, drama, supernatural and crime, if that's more your cup of tea. You can find them by following the link provided.